She is Zhao Yuanqing, the pampered darling of the general's mansion, destined for a life of glory and wealth. She was instead plotted against by her half-sister and best friend, who ruined her path to prosperity. Married to a profligate for years and tormented, Zhao Yuanqing was gravely ill with not many days left. On this day, her half-sister, who had stepped over her to become the imperial noble consort, came to see her. "Oh, sister, you're still ill? So gravely ill. I'm afraid you don't have many days left, do you?" Zhao Yuanqing looked at her half-sister's magnificent robes and frowned. "What a rare guest. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit, your highness, the noble consort?" Zhao Sulan walked over and smilingly lifted Zhao Yuanqing's chin. "Thank you for the honor, sister. It's truly lamentable. It should have been you, the legitimate daughter, who entered the palace as a consort to enjoy glory and wealth. It's just a pity you had an accident. So it had to be me, your half-sister, who entered the palace and became the imperial noble consort." Zhao Yuanqing slapped her sister's hand away. She didn't feel much about the others flaunting. She recalled the imperial selection for the harem after the new emperor's ascension. She had accidentally fallen into the water and was rescued by the heir of the Marquis of Qinyuan, Su Suqing. For a woman to be held by a man in public meant her reputation was ruined, and it was impossible for her to enter the palace as a consort. Thus, she had no choice but to marry Su Suqing. But unexpectedly, Su Suqing was dissolute by nature and continued his philandering ways after their marriage. Now that she was gravely ill, Su Suqing didn't even bother to check on her, leaving her to fend for herself. She could only lament her bad luck. Then, she ordered her sister to leave. "If you have no other business, your highness, please leave." Zhao Sulan looked at the dying Zhao Yuanqing with the most benevolent smile. "Don't rush me out, sister. I haven't gotten to the main point. I came especially to bring you a gift." She beckoned to a guard at her side, who came forward carrying a bundle. Then a human head, with eyes wide open in death, rolled to the foot of Zhao Yuanqing's bed. Seeing her own grandfather's head, Zhao Yuanqing's defenses completely crumbled. How could her gentle grandfather, who had doted on her so much, be gone just like that? Seeing her legitimate sister crying in utter despair, Zhao Sulan's smile widened. "Sister, you are too ill to see the old general off on his final journey. So, I specially brought his head to you. Aren't you pleased, sister? It's all that old man's fault for being so biased. Why was it that only you could enter the palace? I begged him for so long, but he actually said my conduct was improper and I was unworthy of entering the palace. All just excuses. Wasn't it just because I was the daughter of a concubine? But in the end, it was I, the concubine's daughter, who entered the palace. I just had to whisper a few words into the emperor's ear that the old general seemed to be planning a rebellion. And guess what? The emperor praised me for placing righteousness above family and immediately ordered his execution. He truly is a good husband to me." Hearing this, how could Zhao Yuanqing not understand? The culprit was right before her eyes. She lunged forward like a madwoman, grabbing her sister, wanting to kill her. But unfortunately, her frail body could not support her murderous intent. Instead, she was slapped away by Zhao Sulan. "Kill me? Sister, you are still so naive even now. Did you think your fall into the water was an accident? Your good friend, Fu Lely, was afraid of having another rival after entering the palace, so she eagerly collaborated with me to push you into the water and prevent you from entering the palace." Zhao Yuanqing's head snapped up. "This was all your design." Zhao Sulan laughed smugly. "It was me. I just wanted to watch you, the beloved legitimate daughter, fall into hell, including your family. Let me give you one last gift. The heir asked me to tell you that the Shiitsi's wife has been unfaithful with another man, and for her unchaste conduct, she is hereby divorced. We shall have nothing more to do with each other." The divorce letter fluttered down. Only then did Zhao Yuanqing realize that her half-sister, despite being the imperial noble consort, still had this kind of relationship with the heir, a fact that could cost her life. However, she couldn't use this information because her sister had already ordered the guards to throw her out. She realized how foolishly naive she had been. Only at this very moment did she see her sister's true face. The other had always been jealous of her status as the legitimate daughter, always harbored malice towards her, and constantly schemed to take everything from her, just to snatch the position of consort from her hands. And she herself had been kept in the dark all along, even causing her entire family to perish as a result. Like a dog, she was stripped of all dignity and dragged by the guards to the entrance of the Marquis's mansion. Finally, with her last ounce of strength, she screamed, "Heaven's justice is watching. What goes around comes around. Today my blood spills on this spot. I will become a vengeful ghost. I will drink your blood and gnaw your flesh, and grant you no peace. Day after day, in the netherworld or in the heavens, for all eternity, this will never cease." As her voice fell, before the guards could step forward, she ran straight into the gatepost in front of the Marquis's mansion. Blood splattered on the spot. The events of this life replayed like a fleeting glimpse of passing scenery. "Sister, news just came from the border. Elder brother is missing. I'm afraid it's not looking good. Sister, mother took her own life. If only she had begged me once, I wouldn't have been so heartless. Sister, the emperor has ransacked the general's mansion. If the general's mansion is found guilty of treason, the entire family will be executed." That overwhelming hatred burned within her. Her mind was filled with only two words: "Avenge my family. I want you all to die." As hatred flooded her mind, Zhao Yuanqing's eyes shot open. They were bloodshot, and she was covered in sweat. A familiar voice sounded by her ear, "Miss?" Zhao Yuanqing turned her head slightly and looked at the person before her, stunned. "My maid, Sen Yin, isn't she already dead?" A possibility suddenly occurred to her. She shot up and grabbed the hand of her maid. "San Yin, what year and month is it now?" San Yin was a little puzzled, but answered her lady honestly. "It is now the 16th year of Jiaqing's reign. Spring has just begun." Zhao Yuanqing quickly touched her own face. It was delicate and smoothed at I've returned to the past, to the year I was 16. The maid smiled and helped Zhao Yuanqing up from the bed. "My lady, why do you look so pale? Did you have a nightmare?" Zhao Yuanqing smiled and shook her head, "No." She thought to herself, "Although I don't know what exactly happened, since the heavens have given me a second chance at life, then I will definitely cherish this opportunity, protect my family, and not repeat the mistakes of the past." Just then, another familiar voice reached her ears. "Yuanqing, you're awake. The peach blossoms in the backyard of Guian Temple are in full bloom. Let's go admire them together." The person who had arrived was none other than her close friend, Falali. Zhao Yuanqing looked at the girl as the chaotic memories flooded her mind once more. Her best friend, merely afraid that Zhao Yuanqing might compete with her for favor after entering the palace, had conspired with Zhao Sulan to make her fall into the water. And it was supposed to happen today in this peach blossom grove. In this life, I will absolutely not marry that stubborn young lord again. Since you want to play mind games with me, then I'll just beat you at your own game and sever these strings that bind my destiny with my own hands. Then, pretending to know nothing, she smiled at the other girl, just as she always had. "Admire the peach blossoms? What a great idea. I love looking at peach blossoms." Having been reborn, Zhao Yuanqing, now aware of her venomous friend's true nature, decided to play along and went with her to the back mountain to see the peach blossoms. Zhao Sulan, who had been waiting in the shadows, came forward, pretending it was a chance encounter. "Sister, and Lady Fu, where are you headed? May I join you?" Seeing her enemy again, the hatred in Zhao Yuanqing's heart reached its peak. But she didn't want to end things so easily. She wanted to make the other girl experience true pain. She struggled to suppress the bone-deep hatred. She casually linked arms with her. "Of course, my dear sister. Looking closely, your eyes are so beautiful. Could I dig them out?" Zhao Yuanqing gave Zhao Sulan a pure and innocent smile. The words were clearly malicious, yet somehow they didn't seem so. Zhao Sulan looked at Zhao Yuanqing in shock, a strange feeling rising in her heart that something's not right. Why would she say something like that? Zhao Yuanqing ignored her stiffness and reached out, lightly tracing a line across Zhao Sulan's neck. Then, her fingertips moved up, gently stroking Zhao Sulan's cheek. "And this skin isn't bad either." Zhao Yuanqing smiled, her tone serious. Zhao Sulan suddenly felt that the person before her had become exceptionally eerie. A little scared, she trembled and called out, "Sister." Seeing this, Zhao Yuanqing withdrew her hand, smiling that it was just a couple of jokes. "Why can't you take a little teasing? Are we going to the back mountain? Let's go." After speaking, she took the lead and walked ahead, thinking to herself, "Zhao Sulan, this time, I'll play with you slowly. Don't worry, I'll make your life a living hell. The remaining two exchanged a look. Falali whispered to Zhao Sulan, today's Zhao Yuanxing seems a bit off. Zhao Sulan reassured her, don't panic. No matter what, today's plan cannot go wrong. They both pushed aside the strange feeling from earlier and quickly hurried to catch up. As they neared the riverbank, Zhao Yuanxing let Falali hold her arm, walking step by step towards the abyss from her memories. She listened to Falali's hypocritical, nauseating words. Sister, it's so beautiful here, isn't it? But once we enter the palace, we won't have this kind of freedom anymore. If I had known, I would have asked my mother to arrange a marriage for me sooner. I really don't want to enter that grand cage of an imperial palace. Just as Falali was about to push her into the water, Zhao Yuanxing suddenly turned and grabbed Falali's hand, smiling sweetly. Oh, you don't want to enter the palace? You want to marry another man? Falali, still feigning, gave a sound of agreement. Yes, Zhao Yuanxing said. Then I shall grant you your wish, and then shoved her forcefully. Caught completely off guard, Falali fell straight into the river. Unable to swim, Falali thrashed in the water, screaming for help. Zhao Yuanxing stood motionlessly on the bank, watching. Although the crisis of falling into the water and being forced to marry the stubborn young lord had been averted, she still couldn't let her guard down. Zhao Sulan was stunned by this turn of events. After a moment of shock, she was about to go save her, but Zhao Yuanxing grabbed her hand, her tone chilling. You dare! A murderous intent flashed in her eyes. Just then, the sound of another splash came from not far away. Zhao Yuanxing glanced in that direction and smirked, just as she remembered. The stubborn young lord has come to the rescue. Such a fine calculation. Too bad for you. The Zhao Yuanxing of today is not the same one from back then. She then let go of Zhao Sulan's hand and gave her a push forward. She sneered, this is only the beginning. On the shore, she coldly watched her sisters panic. Zhao Sulan had missed the best time for a rescue. It was too late now. The plan had failed. In the pond, the stubborn young lord successfully reached Falali. It was only then that he realized it was the wrong person, not the intended Zhao Yuanxing. He was about to slip away quietly, but a drowning person's survival instinct made Falali cling to him tightly. Save me. Don't leave me. The stubborn young lord couldn't break free at all. Just then, a voice from the distance called out, what's happening? Zhao Yuanxing caught sight of a group of people nearby, out of the corner of her eye, and smiled secretly. That's right. How could I forget? There's still this group, the witnesses so perfectly arranged by Zhao Sulan. In that case, I'll help them finish this act. Meanwhile, Zhao Sulan, unwilling to accept her plan's failure, quickly spoke up, playing the part of a concerned older sister. You're so thoughtless. How could you push Lely? She thought there was still a chance, as long as she could stain Zhao Yuanxing's reputation in some other way. This could also prevent her from entering the palace. But with a wave of her hand, Zhao Yuanxing landed a slap squarely on Zhao Sulan's face. She thought, since you love acting so much, I'll play along with you. Zhao Sulan looked at Zhao Yuanxing in disbelief. You hit me. Zhao Yuanxing feigned anger and berated her. Sister, you've gone too far. No matter how displeased you were with Lely, you shouldn't have been so cruel. The spring water is cold. If anything happens to Lely, I won't forgive you. By now, the Duchess of Jin had arrived before them. Seeing her backup plan arrive, Zhao Sulan suddenly realized that Zhao Yuanxing was trying to frame her in return. This accusation must not be allowed to stick no matter what, or everything would be lost. Just as she was about to argue, another slap from Zhao Yuanxing landed on her face. Third sister, did you really think I knew nothing? Zhao Yuanxing's words had a double meaning. Zhao Sulan, already having a guilty conscience, forgot to argue back. A sense of panic suddenly rose in her heart. Could it be that Zhao Yuanxing already knows about my scheme with Fu Lely? Just then, Ersu rescued Fu Lely, and they came ashore together. The Duchess of Jin looked at the two of them, soaking wet, and frowned slightly. Then, she glanced at Zhao Sulan at the side, her eyes filled with disgust. Did you do this? Zhao Sulan, finally snapping back to her senses, felt that gaze and stiffened. She quickly grabbed the Duchess of Jin's hand to argue. It wasn't me. It was second sister. Your Grace, you have to believe me. The Duchess of Jin shook off Zhao Sulan's hand, her gaze turning even more disgusted. Still arguing? Seeing this, Zhao Sulan's heart sank completely. It was over. Zhao Yuanqing had made the first move, and the Duchess of Jin's mind was already made up. Anything she said now would sound like a feeble excuse. The Duchess of Jin summoned 2 maids to help Fu Lely back, lest she catch a cold. Then she looked at Su Suqing. Su, you should go and change your clothes as well. Su Suqing had a mind full of questions, but at this moment, he could only leave first. This was a grudge between young ladies. In the future, it would be up to their 2 families to resolve. The Duchess of Jin clearly had no intention of overstepping her bounds. She left with her entourage. The group departed. Only Zhao Sulan and Zhao Yuanqing remained. Today's drama had completely torn away the facade of sisterly harmony between them. Zhao Sulan no longer pretended. Second sister, what a brilliant move. Zhao Yuanqing scoffed. Not as brilliant as my younger sister's scheming. Zhao Sulan felt that today's Zhao Yuanqing was indescribably strange. Her plan had failed and her reputation was ruined. Yet facing Zhao Yuanqing, Zhao Sulan felt no anger in her heart, only a strange bitterness. Reason told her she could not stay here any longer. She quickly turned and left with a flick of her sleeve. Watching her enemy flee in disarray, Zhao Yuanqing felt a surge of satisfaction. It was as if she was only now realizing that all of this was real. Somehow, she had truly returned to the past. It's great to have a second chance. In that case, don't blame me for being ruthless. Her enemy from her past life's plan had failed, her reputation ruined. She had won the first battle of her new life beautifully. Zhao Yuanqing watched the person fleeing in disgrace, a glint in her eyes. Zhao Sulan, this is just the beginning. There's more suffering to come for you. Then, she pulled back her thoughts and inspected the rocks by the river. Just as she had suspected, they had been tampered with. The thick moss would easily cause someone to slip and fall into the water if they weren't careful. The back mountain of Guiyin Temple has many hidden dangers. If someone were to accidentally fall into a trap, and she knew about it, but did nothing, it would become her sin. She decisively took out a handkerchief, wet it, and bit by bit, wiped the slippery substance off the surface. After finishing all this, she stood up and let out a sigh of relief. Having cleaned up, she was about to leave when her gaze swept to the side and unexpectedly met a pair of eyes. 2 people were standing in the peach blossom forest not far away. Because the location was somewhat secluded, she hadn't noticed them before. She didn't know how long they had been standing there or how much of the show they had watched, and their identities gave her a bit of a headache. This was the legendary, moody, and immensely powerful director of the Eastern Depot, Zhuang Lin. He held the 24 offices within the palace firmly in his grasp, and his power was great enough to rival the emperor. He was a man of deep cunning. She absolutely could not make an enemy of him. However, she herself had no interest in him and figured she shouldn't have any further dealings with him. Since she had run into him, Zhao Yuanqing had no choice but to step forward. She curtsied and greetings, Director Zhuang. Zhuang Lin smiled. Second Miss Zhao is quite interesting. Zhao Yuanqing was slightly surprised. She didn't know how much Zhuang Lin had seen, but she knew very well that now was not the time to associate with someone so inscrutable. So, she found an excuse to slip away. The scenery of the peach blossom forest at Guiyin Temple is magnificent. I shall not disturb your quiet appreciation, Director Zhuang. It was the first time Zhuang Lin had met a woman who was neither afraid of him nor trying to curry favor. His interest in her grew stronger. He nodded to go on. Zhao Yuanqing left immediately. Zhuang Lin stared at her back for a long while. Zhuang Lin's attendant, Shen Mo, seeing this, couldn't help his curiosity. He asked, could it be that you're interested in the second Miss Zhao? Zhuang Lin retracted his gaze and replied in a good mood. A little. Chen Mo was silently puzzled. Zhao Yuanqing first pushed someone into the water, then framed her stepsister. Her character is so despicable, I don't understand. Hearing this, Zhuangli rarely offered a piece of advice. Give her a taste of her own medicine. Understand. Chen Mo shook his head. It was explained so clearly, yet he still didn't understand. Zhuangli looked at Chen Mo with a strange expression and uttered a sentence. A brain is a good thing. Giving up on saving Chen Mo's mind, he changed the subject. The one Kadeli wants to select for the palace is her. Chun Mo returned to his senses, thinking to himself, only he would dare to address the current emperor by his name. Then he brought up another concern that if Zhao Yuanqing is chosen as a concubine, the Zhao family might be suppressed by His Majesty. At that time, it will curtail our influence. Should we interfere in this matter? Hearing this, Zhuangli just said faintly, no need. Let's go back. Chen Mo followed silently. Whatever his master said goes. It's never wrong. Meanwhile, after falling into the water, Fu Leli caught a cold and remained unconscious. Since Zhao Sulan was involved, old Madame Zhao stepped in and arranged for Zhao Yuanqing to take extra care of her. Just as she was about to deal with Zhao Sulan, she saw Zhao Sulan burst in. Before she could say anything, old Madame Zhao majestically ordered her people, send the third miss back to her residence. The third miss has piously volunteered to go to the ancestral hall to pay respects to the Bodhisattva. Seeing that her grandmother didn't even give her a chance to argue, Zhao Sulan could only accept her bad luck in this situation and plan for the future. Suppressing her frustration, she replied, yes. After old Madame Zhao left with her attendants, Zhao Yuanqing ignored Zhao Sulan's hateful gaze, closed the door, and went back into the room. Zhao Sulan's maid, Shi Hong, spoke up to comfort her. Miss, once Miss Fu wakes up, the truth will come out. Hearing this, Zhao Sulan gave a scornful laugh. Even if my name is cleared, grandmother would never let this matter ruin Zhao Yuanqing's reputation. No matter what, I've lost this round. Since Emperor Mingyan ascended the throne, he has been constrained by Zhuangli. The selection of concubines is a rare opportunity for him to build his own power. And a daughter from a main line of the Zhao family entering the palace is Emperor Mingyan's best choice. The maid, hearing this, grew worried. Then, miss, what should we do? A vicious glint flashed in Zhao Sulan's eyes that if I don't ruin Zhao Yuanqing, I'll have no chance to enter the palace. I miscalculated this time. But who can say who's won or lost until the very end? For the shame Zhao Yuanqing brought me today, I will surely pay her back double. An hour later, Fu Leli woke up. The moment she opened her eyes, she saw Zhao Yuanqing. She exclaimed emotionally, pointing at Zhao Yuanqing, you actually pushed me. Zhao Yuanqing smiled and patted Fu Leli's hand. Yes. Not only did I push you into the water, I also helped arrange a marriage for you. Didn't you say you didn't want to enter the palace? Congratulations, you got your wish. The fiancé of the heir apparent of the Marquis of Qingyuan's residence. This status doesn't wrong you. Fu Leli's eyes widened abruptly. The rotten persimmon she had prepared for Zhao Yuanqing had fallen onto herself instead. She failed to trick the chicken and lost the rice used as bait. She showed no guilt or remorse, but instead was the first to blame Zhao Yuanqing. Zhao Yuanqing, how could you be so vicious? Zhao Yuanqing didn't get angry, but laughed instead. Oh hell, my dear sister, get her wish. What does it matter if I bear a vicious reputation? Our skin-to-skin contact was seen by everyone. This matter is settled. Leli, you remember this well. The one who pushed you into the water was not me, but Zhao Sulan. It was a clear threat. Fu Leli understood. Just then, a maid came in with medicine. Zhao Yuanqing proactively got up and made way, playing the role of the perfect best friend, comforting Leli from the side. You should try to look on the bright side. Although the Marquis of Qingyuan's residence is not what it once was, it is still a Marquis's residence. Heir apparent Su is a man of great talent. It's a good match. Fu Leli was so angered by Zhao Yuanqing's words that she nearly vomited blood. She forcefully swallowed the curses she wanted to scream. She forced a strained smile. That I really have to thank you, Yuanqing. She knew very well that her path to the imperial selection was cut off, and her marriage to Su Shiqing was set in stone. The Fu family could not compare to the Zhao family, so making an enemy of them now was not a wise move. It was better to maintain a superficial friendship with Zhao Yuanqing. It might be profitable in the future. Zhao Yuanqing knew this toxic bestie of hers would make that choice. Seeing her so angry she could die, yet utterly helpless, she was in a rather good mood. She told her to rest well and then left. Lying in bed, Fu Leli's eyes were red with anger, yet she couldn't say a word. She was dying of frustration. She had woken up at Gwyn Temple. With a flick of her wrist, she made her stepsister and her frenemy suffer the consequences of their own actions, collecting a small bit of interest. Afterwards, she set off back to the Zhao family home. Looking at the familiar surroundings, images from her past life flashed through her mind, and her emotions were complex. Before she could feel sentimental for long, A familiar voice sounded in her ear. You said you were going to Guiyin Temple for some peace and quiet. How did you end up stirring so much trouble? Seeing her living mother again, Zhao Yuanqing finally couldn't hold back her tears and cried out, "Mother!" Madame Zhao's heart ached as she wiped away her daughter's tears. What is it? Who bullied you? Tell me, and I'll go get justice for you. Don't cry, don't cry. Mother is here. Feeling her mother's love once again, Zhao Yuanqing was too choked up to speak. She threw herself into her mother's arms, hugging her living mother tightly, refusing to let go. Madame Zhao was very puzzled. Her daughter had never been one to cry, even as a child. Just what terrible grievance did she suffer to cry so heartbreakingly? She turned to her daughter's personal maid. What else happened at Guiyin Temple? What grievance did my daughter suffer? The maid, San Yin, could only recount the incident of Zhao Sulan and Fu Leli conspiring to frame her lady. Upon hearing this, Madame Zhao slammed her hand on the elegant table in anger. How outrageous! Seeing her mother so full of life and vigor, Zhao Yuanqing was happy. She reached up and wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes. She held her mother's hand in return. Mother, isn't your daughter right here and perfectly fine? I just felt a little wrong seeing you. In truth, I've long since moved past it. I didn't really suffer, did I? Thinking of the outcome, Mrs. Zhao finally felt a bit better. Even so, I can't let him off lightly. Zhao Sulan is right under our noses, so there's no rush. But as for the Fu family, do you want me to go and ruin the marriage between Fu Leli and the Qinyuan Marquis' residence? No one knew better than Zhao Yuanqing how terrible the Qinyuan Marquis' residence was. Fu Leli would have a hard time if she married into it. She quickly shook her head, signaling to her mother the marriage where both parties are unhappy, forced together, is not a good match. Upon hearing this, Mrs. Zhao understood instantly, feeling a sense of schadenfreude. Then I'll go add some fuel to the fire and help this marriage along. Although the drowning incident had been completely changed, Zhao Yuanqing dared not take any chances, because this would require her to enter the palace as a concubine. Although everything in her past life was orchestrated by Zhao Sulan from behind the scenes, the one who directly struck the fatal blow against her family was Emperor Mingen, a muddle-headed ruler who couldn't distinguish right from wrong. She would not enter the palace to marry him. She couldn't go to the selection, but she couldn't let Zhao Sulan go either. Right now, there was only one person who could change everything and stand against Emperor Mingen, Zhuangli. She had originally intended not to get involved with him again, but now, only he was a match for Emperor Mingen. She had to find a way to latch onto him, to sever the Zhao family's path to the palace. And so, the next day, in a carriage bearing the Zhao family's symbol, she went brazenly to the Eastern Depot. She personally carried a box of pastries and handed it to the guard at the gate. These are pastries I made myself. Please, sir, pass them to Duke Zhuang for me. The guard was bewildered, even suspecting he was dreaming. The treasured daughter of Grand Tutor Zhao was giving pastries to the commander. He spoke tentatively. Miss Zhao, please wait a moment. I will go and announce you. While waiting for the announcement, Zhao Yuanqing didn't stay idle. She struck up a conversation with the other guards, asking about Zhuang Li's preferences. The guard looked troubled. Miss Zhao, please don't make things difficult for us. How would we know about Duke Zhuang's affairs? Then he muttered softly, even if we knew, we wouldn't dare to say. Zhao Yuanqing was already prepared for this. She said shyly, "It was my mistake. I was too eager and didn't think it through. A few days ago at Guiyin Temple, I had a chance encounter with Duke Zhuang. Don't laugh at me, but I've always had a weakness for handsome men. After seeing Duke Zhuang," she trailed off meaningfully. Seeing her shy expression, the guard instantly understood her unfinished sentence. His eyes widened in disbelief. Miss Zhao, you've taken a liking to our Duke Zhuang? Zhao Yuanqing nodded shyly. The scene at the gate quickly reached Zhuang Li's ears. His expression froze for a rare moment. He asked for confirmation. Zhao Yuanqing said she admires me. Hearing the affirmative answer, Zhuang Li's lips curled into a smile. Interesting. Fine. Invite her in. I want to see just how she admires me. Soon, Zhao Yuanqing was invited into the Eastern Depot. At the same time, the news that the noble daughter of the Zhao family had fallen in love at first sight with the eunuch, Duke Zhuang, spread through the capital like wildfire. Seeing Zhuangli again, Zhao Yuanqing still felt uncertain. It was a risky move, but with the imperial selection imminent, the only one who could counter Emperor Mingyan was probably this unpredictable Duke Zhuang. Moreover, if she entered the palace, she would inevitably be on the opposite side of Zhuang Li and would offend him sooner or later. It was better to take a gamble now. After all, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. She still had some chance of winning. Upon seeing her, Zhuangli got straight to the point. That I hear that Miss Zhao fell in love with this commander at first sight. Zhao Yuanqing responded with grace and composure. Yes, I fell in love with Duke Zhuang at first sight. I am willing to remain chaste for Duke Zhuang until death. Zhuangli stared at Zhao Yuanqing, as if seeing right through her, giving up the position of an imperial concubine to remain chaste for this commander. Miss Zhao is truly thoughtful. He deliberately emphasized the last 3 words. They were both intelligent people and understood the hidden meaning. Zhao Yuanqing said sincerely, my family only hopes that I can find someone I am fated to be with. I feel the same. Glory and wealth are fleeting and not what I seek. Zhuangli chuckled and sat back in his chair. And what does that have to do with me? Zhao Yuanqing was taken aback, knowing that Zhuang Li's willingness to form an alliance with her was not strong. Finally, she smiled. Naturally, it has nothing to do with Duke Zhuang. My actions today were indeed foolish. I will not make the same mistake again. I will keep my feelings for Duke Zhuang in my heart. Zhuangli glanced at her, but said nothing more, simply having a guard see her out. As Zhao Yuanqing left with the guard, she had already considered many possibilities before coming and was prepared to offend one side. As soon as Zhao Yuanqing left, Chinamo, who had been hiding in the shadows, couldn't help but run out. Master, when did the second Miss Zhao fall for you? Actually, second Miss Zhao is quite good looking. It wouldn't be a loss to accept her. A noble lady liking a eunuch. If Emperor Mingyan were as foolish as you and couldn't grasp her meaning, that would be even more amusing. Zhuangli once again had a headache over his subordinate's intelligence. With Emperor Mingyan's suspicious nature, even if he doesn't get the hint, he probably wouldn't dare to keep someone connected to me by his side. Zhao Yuanqing's move is quite brilliant. At this moment, Zhao Yuanqing had already returned to the Zhao residence. San Yin was utterly confused as to why her lady would go and confess her feelings to a eunuch. One could only imagine how the entire capital would mock her. Zhao Yuanqing was in a good mood and explained her intentions to her loyal maid. That I just wanted to tell that person in the palace that I am not willing to enter. If he insists, then the Zhao family will have no choice but to turn to Zhuang Li's faction. Emperor Mingyan shouldn't be foolish enough not to see it. After all, who would fall in love with a eunuch at first sight and vow to remain chaste for him? However, this matter didn't cause much harm to Emperor Mingyan, but the humiliation was extreme. A classic imperial consort-to-be, turning around to confess her feelings to his arch-nemesis, the eunuch. Yet, he is currently weak and unwilling to make an enemy of the Zhao family. He's probably so angry he could fall ill. Just thinking about it is delightful. A young servant of Zhao Yuanqing's father intercepted her halfway. Second miss, the master wants to see you in the study. Zhao Yuanqing was not surprised. Among the court officials, few would appreciate the eunuch's monopoly on power. Her father was no exception. Now that she was involved with eunuch Zhuang, one could imagine how angry he would be. However, she was confident she could persuade him. She went straight to her father's study. In the study, besides her father, was also Zhao Sulan's birth mother, Concubine 1. One look at Concubine 1, and it was clear she was about to stir up trouble again. As expected, the moment she saw Zhao Yuanqing, Concubine 1 immediately flared up. Oh, my dear second Mississippi, have you lost your senses? What are you thinking? As a proper daughter of the main wife, why must you get involved with a eunuch? Sulan's maid was ignorant, but second miss, do you also want to end up kneeling in the ancestral hall? As she spoke, she tried to provoke Lord Zhao, who had been holding back. Master, don't be too angry. The second miss was just momentarily confused. She's young and doesn't know better. It's possible she just had a lapse in judgment. Zhao Yuanqing scoffed. Third sister was punished by grandmother for her misconduct. Is concubine, when perhaps dissatisfied with my conduct? Concubine, when was so choked with anger, she couldn't speak. Lord Zhao glared and scolded. And you still think you've done well? Zhao Yuanqing immediately composed her expression and obediently awaited her scolding. Seeing his daughter like like this. Lord Zhao had a belly full of rebukes, but didn't know which one to start with. He pointed at Zhao Yuanqing for a long time before finally choking out one word: scoundrel. Seeing this, Concubine Wen quickly added fuel to the fire. Second miss, look how angry you've made the master. Don't just stand there. Hurry up and admit your mistake to your father. Zhao Yuanqing looked coldly at Concubine Wen. What business is it of yours? Her aura stunned the two people in the main seats. In the past, although Zhao Yuanqing disliked these concubines and their daughters, she had always been perfectly courteous. To speak so bluntly and domineeringly now actually left even Lord Zhao stunned. When he came to his senses, he didn't scold Zhao Yuanqing. Instead, he asked with concern, Yuanqing, have you been upset by something? Concubine Wen had been eagerly waiting for Lord Zhao to scold Zhao Yuanqing and back her up. But after Zhao Yuanqing spoke to her like that, the old master was still concerned about his daughter. She was so angry her whole face was about to twist. Zhao Yuanqing thought to herself that since Concubine Wen was being an eyesore and her own acting skills weren't bad, she softened her tone slightly. Daughter has been troubled by the matter of the selection. I spoke too bluntly just now. I hope Concubine Wen won't take it to heart. On the surface, Concubine Wen couldn't find any fault, but inwardly she fumed. You wretched girl. I won't let you get away with this. Lord Zhao was completely unaware of the undercurrents. He sighed and comforted Zhao Yuanqing. Until the very end, there might still be a turn of events. Concubine Wen quickly spoke up. Master, although what Yuanqing did was a bit foolish, now that the matter has spread, it has damaged her reputation. The one in the palace. Might he give up the idea of having Yuanqing into the palace? Because of this, these seemed like words of comfort, but in reality, they were meant to remind Lord Zhao. She thought that this would surely implicate the Zhao family and lead to punishment. The old master would definitely not sit by and do nothing. Zhao Yuanqing, just you wait to be punished. But the result disappointed her once again. Lord Zhao expressed that it was indeed so. This way, it might be a blessing in disguise. If she can avoid the selection because of this, it would be a good thing. Concubine Wen heard this and was exasperated. What? The old master thinks it's fine for her not to enter the palace? Not only was there no punishment, but he was even comforting her. Unwilling to give up, she continued to stir up trouble. Master, this matter concerning the second miss is already known to everyone. Outsiders will probably gossip. Lord Zhao finally turned his gaze to Concubine Wen, but the moment he opened his mouth, it was to scold. Is it your place to interrupt? Concubine Wen was stunned, feeling wronged. The one who did wrong was fine, while she was the one being yelled at. Lord Zhao ignored Concubine Wen and continued to console Zhao Yuanqing. It doesn't matter what others say. They wouldn't dare to shout it in our faces anyway. If anyone dares to bully you, our Zhao family is not to be trifled with. Zhao Yuanqing's heart warmed, and she smiled. Father, I understand. Lord Zhao hummed in acknowledgement. He waved his hand at Zhao Yuanqing. Just be happy. That's all that matters. You must be tired from going out today. Go back and rest early. Zhao Yuanqing curtsied. Then she shot a light glance at Concubine Wen, as if to say, after all that jumping around, you're nothing but a clown. She leisurely turned and left. Concubine Wen was about to explode with anger, publicly declaring her love for a eunuch. Such an outrageous matter was let go so easily. Thinking of Zhao Sulan, who was still kneeling in the ancestral hall, made Concubine Wen even angrier. Are the Zhao family's rules only for her and her daughter? This is simply too much. Zhao Yuanqing, I won't let you off so easily. Meanwhile, in the imperial palace, Emperor Mingyan was furious. That Zhao Yuanqing, to publicly declare her love for a damn eunuch. She simply has no regard for me, the emperor. It seems I must teach this first daughter of the Zhao family a lesson. When Emperor Mingyan learned that the Zhao family's first daughter, whom he had taken a fancy to, had publicly declared her love for his arch-nemesis, Eunuch Zhuang, it was a complete slap in his face. Hearing the news, he couldn't sit still. He had the Empress Dowager issue a decree for Zhao Yuanqing to enter the palace the next day. Zhao Yuanqing had expected this. After dressing up a little, she followed the palace attendant into the palace. Halfway there, her path was blocked by the 10-year-old Princess Shi. Princess Shi was a legitimate princess born to the empress. She was deeply favored by the late emperor, and thus developed an arrogant and domineering personality. In her previous life, after Emperor Mingyan ascended the throne, he openly doted on Princess Shi to maintain a good reputation. Or rather, it was a case of killing with kindness. Under Emperor Mingyin's excessive indulgence, within a year, Princess Shi made a fatal mistake and met her demise. Now, it was clear that Princess Shi was being used by Emperor Mingyin to test her. 1,000 thoughts raced through Zhao Yuanqing's mind, but her face was all gentle smiles and impeccable etiquette. Your humble servant greets Princess Shi. May your highness be well. Princess Shi sized Zhao Yuanqing up for a long moment before asking, "So you're the Zhao family's Yuanqing?" After getting a confirmation, her posture grew even more arrogant. "This princess finds you disagreeable. Will you slap your own face, or do you need this princess to do it for you?" Zhao Yuanqing's expression remained unchanged upon hearing this. Her tone was calm. "I am not aware of what offense I have committed." Princess Shi replied tyrannically, "This princess finds you disagreeable. That is your offense." Zhao Yuanqing smiled. "If that is the case, then forgive me, but I cannot accept this punishment." Princess Shi, used to being arrogant and domineering, immediately flew into a rage. She glared at Zhao Yuanqing. "How dare you defy this princess's command?" Zhao Yuanqing maintained her smile, "That I cannot bring harm upon the princess." Princess Shi was further infuriated by Zhao Yuanqing's nonchalant reaction. "Harm his princess? How ridiculous! Seize her. Since you won't cooperate, this princess will have to punish you herself." The eunuchs had already been instructed. The moment Princess Shi spoke, they rushed towards Zhao Yuanqing. A mocking smile touched Zhao Yuanqing's lips. She thought, Emperor Mingyin isn't just testing me. He wants to use Princess Shi to teach me a lesson. Afterwards, he can pin the blame on her, further cementing her reputation for being arrogant. Two birds with one stone. A pity. As a daughter from a general's family, I've trained in martial arts since I was young. How could I fall for such a crude plot? Seeing the eunuchs upon her, Zhao Yuanqing reached out, grabbed one by the wrist, and with a slight twist, threw him to the ground. The others behind him met the same fate. In the blink of an eye, a crowd of them were lying at Zhao Yuanqing's feet. Princess Shi never expected such a development. Her eyes went wide. How can this be? Zhao Yuanqing sincerely cupped her hands. "That I took the liberty of teaching these ill-mannered servants a lesson for you, Your Highness. This was for your own good." Princess Shi was on the verge of tears from fury. "You hit my people, and you say it was for my own good? You're so glib. I'll rip that mouth of yours apart myself." Having never been so provoked, Princess Shi lunged straight for Zhao Yuanqing. Zhao Yuanqing calmly took a few steps to the side, perfectly dodging the charge. Princess Shi plunged headfirst into the flower bushes, getting a mouthful of dirt. Used to being indulged, she never imagined anyone would dare to dodge her and couldn't stop her momentum. The eunuchs on the ground scrambled up and frantically pulled Princess Shi from the flower bush. Princess Shi shrieked with rage. "Zhao Yuanqing, I'm going to kill you. Just you wait. I'll have my brother, the emperor, punish you." With a few leaves still stuck on her head, and putting on such a blustering front, Zhao Yuanqing couldn't help but laugh aloud. Seeing this made Princess Shi even more furious. "Zhao Yuanqing, you still dare to laugh?" Zhao Yuanqing quickly wiped the smile from her face. She knew Emperor Mingyin wouldn't send a clueless child like Princess Shi as his only gambit. Now that the princess had been thwarted, there was bound to be a next move. She waited for the next scene to unfold. Sure enough, a moment later, a stern voice rang out. "Second Miss Zhao, this is the Imperial Palace." Hearing this voice, Princess Shi turned and threw herself into the arms of the person who had arrived, whining, "Nanny, she bullied me." Nanny and I looked directly at Zhao Yuanqing. "The princess is of noble birth. As a subject, second Miss Zhao, you have disregarded the proper etiquette between sovereign and subject. Does this mean that in your eyes, there's only the Zhao family and not the imperial family?" Zhao Yuanqing was not flustered, but smiled instead. "Nanny, there is no need to level such a grave accusation against me. It is precisely because I understand my duty as a subject that I cannot allow the princess to have her character corrupted by malicious servants. In fact, Nanny, as the one attending to the princess, your failure to guide her is the real betrayal of His Majesty's grace." Nanny and I bellowed, "What a sharp tongue! It is not the place of a mere subject to point fingers at the princess. If any harm were to come to the princess's precious self, how would you answer for it?" Second Miss Zhao. Zhao Yuanqing feigned confusion. Didn't the princess fall by herself? Or is it a crime for a bystander not to catch her when she falls. If so, Nanny, you should be questioning her attendance. What does it have to do with me? With someone now backing her up, Princess Sure began to clamor again. It was you. You dodged on purpose. If you hadn't moved, how could I have fallen? Zhao Yuanqing replied calmly. Why would the princess fall? Just because I didn't move? Unless, was your highness deliberately trying to run into me? The princess is a celestial noble, and I am but a humble subject. If his majesty and the empress dowager wish to punish me for this, I shall have no complaints. Nanny Nai thought to herself that this Zhao Yuanqing was truly difficult to handle. Admitting Zhao Yuanqing dodged meant admitting Princess Sure had initiated the confrontation. Without a just cause, Emperor Mingyan would not dare to punish Zhao Yuanqing arbitrarily. To do so would not only antagonize the Zhao family, but also stir discontent among the court officials. And Zhao Yuanqing had foreseen all of this, acting flawlessly and leaving no opportunity for anyone to take advantage of her. If Emperor Mingyan really punished him, he would definitely make Emperor Mingyan pay an even heavier price. At the emperor's hint, the princess and her entourage went to find trouble with Zhao Yuanqing. However, because Zhao Yuanqing's conduct was impeccable, it was difficult to pin the blame on her. Nanny Nai could only resort to brute force, thinking that royal status was paramount. She wanted to see how Zhao Yuanqing would argue her way out of this. The princess claimed the second Miss Zhao bullied her, but the second Miss Zhao denied it. Are you accusing the princess of lying? Slandering the princess is tantamount to despising the royal family. Is that a crime you can bear? Second Miss Zhao, seeing that her opponent, though in the wrong, was still using status to pressure her. Zhao Yuanqing remained unfazed. Just as she was about to speak, a voice came from behind her. Oh, what a coincidence. A mere servant dares to hide behind the great banner of the royal family to make false accusations, Zhuangli said as he slowly walked out. The arrogant and domineering Princess Sure was like a mouse that had seen a cat, instantly becoming docile. Nanny Nai was even more terrified and prostrated herself on the ground. Your servant pays respects to Lord Zhuang. Zhao Yuanqing had not expected to run into Zhuangli here. In her heart, Zhuangli was always an unknown variable, and she didn't know if he was a good or a bad one. She curtsied to the man. Greetings, Lord Zhuang. Zhuang Li's tall figure stood before Zhao Yuanqing, a smile playing on his lips. Well, if it isn't the young lady from the Zhao family, my admirer. Zhao Yuanqing lowered her head, her face instantly flushing crimson. She couldn't help but complain inwardly. Admirer, yes, that's true, but you don't have to bring it up every time you see me. I'm a young lady. I have a reputation to maintain. Seeing her deeply flushed face, Zhuangli chuckled softly. His gaze then drifted lightly onto Nanny Nai. You were saying the second Miss Zhao slandered the princess? Unsure of Zhuang Li's intentions, Nanny Nai dared not answer, her entire body trembling in fear. This was a classic case of palace politics, a dog borrowing its master's might, preying on the weak and fearing the strong. Zhuangli looked at Zhao Yuanqing again and continued, the second Miss Zhao is my admirer. What were your original words again? Oh, right, you said I was handsome. How very honest. If you ask me, there is no one as honest as the second Miss Zhao. As he spoke, his gaze returned to Nanny Nai. You say the second Miss Zhao is lying. Are you saying that I am not handsome? At this moment, Nanny Nai wished she could just die. What did this have to do with anything? The two matters were completely unrelated, but she didn't dare to deny it. Facing a fearsome man like Zhuang Li, there was no room for resistance. She could only go along with his words that it was your servant who misspoke. Everything the second Miss Zhao said is the truth. Zhuang Li nodded and asked again, then are you implying that the princess was lying? Slandering a princess, slandering the royal family, TSK tisk. This crime, Nanny Nai was speechless. She could not afford to offend either side. Watching Nanny Nai's miserable expression, Zhao Yuanqing's lips curved into a pleased smile. As expected of the feared Zhuang Li, when punishing a servant, a few light words were enough to scare them out of their wits. Zhuang Li withdrew his gaze, his hand playfully twirling a lock of Zhao Yuanqing's hair. He spoke lazily. I have lived for more than 20 years, and have only just found such a talented and beautiful admirer. If my admirer were to lose a single hair or a fingernail, what a loss of face that would be for me. He turned his head to look at Nanny Nai. All right, this is boring. Go and receive your punishment. Nanny Nai felt as if she had survived a catastrophe. She hurriedly expressed her gratitude, vowing never to offend the second Miss Zhao again, before quickly leaving with Princess Shi and a line of attendants. With the others gone, Zhuangli asked Zhao Yuanqing, "Have you trained before?" Zhao Yuanqing was now certain that Zhuangli had likely watched the entire spectacle. She answered honestly, "I've learned some of the basics." Zhuangli nodded, "It's a bit lacking. I'll have Chinamo teach you." Zhao Yuanqing was a little bewildered. Zhuangli explained, "The one who was with me in the peach blossom forest. His brain isn't much, but his martial arts are good." Zhao Yuanqing was confused. How did the conversation suddenly turn to him teaching her martial arts? Seeing Zhao Yuanqing's expression, Zhuangli deliberately leaned closer. "After all, I've already made my declaration. If you were really injured somewhere, I would be the one to truly lose face. Me, I don't have many other virtues, except for being protective of my own." Zhao Yuanqing's feelings were complicated. When Zhuangli was dealing with her enemies, it was indeed quite satisfying. But when he was dealing with her, it was quite nerve-wracking. Does an admirer also fall into the category of his own? But there was no need for that. She could protect herself. She curtsied slightly. "Thank you, Lord Commander." Since her rebirth, Zhao Yuanqing, who had always hidden her emotions well, for the first time showed a hint of them on her face. Seeing her so composed, seemingly not coveting his protection, Zhuangli felt an inexplicable urge to push further. "There are few people who interest me. You're not bad. In that case, it's not convenient to have an audience with the Emperor today. Let's go. I will escort you back to your residence." Hearing this, Zhao Yuanqing raised an eyebrow. So blatant. Does he have no regard for the royal family at all? In her past life, she would have certainly disapproved of Zhuang Li's behavior. Now, she just wanted to say, well done. With Zhuang Li as her escort, she wouldn't have to worry about the Emperor intercepting her on the way. For her, the pros outweighed the cons. After Zhuang Li escorted Zhao Yuanqing back to the Zhao residence, he left. Zhao Yuanqing couldn't quite understand. What exactly was Zhuang Li's attitude now? Their meeting in the palace could be considered a coincidence. But shouldn't it have ended there? Why did he escort her back to her residence? Shouldn't she be playing her role as the infatuated woman, while Zhuangli remained non-committal, neither accepting nor rejecting, as if it had nothing to do with him? Wasn't he still the lofty and unapproachable Lord Zhuang? But his actions today were truly baffling. This man was so moody and unpredictable, truly unfathomable. Or perhaps it was because she wasn't his enemy that she was experiencing this side of him. Unable to figure it out, she stopped dwelling on it and stepped through the manor gates. She didn't notice a pair of excited eyes watching from a distance, the esteemed legitimate daughter of the Zhao family, meeting secretly with an outside man. This time, he even followed her to the manor gates. "I'd like to see how you're going to explain this to father." The younger sister was always looking for an opportunity to crush her legitimate elder sister. But little did she know, the sister before her was a changed, darker Zhao Yuanqing. Thinking she had found leverage in her sister's secret meeting with an outside man, she blindly provoked her. "Second sister, you truly live up to your title as the legitimate daughter. First, you publicly declare your love for a eunuch, and the next thing we know, a man of unknown origin is escorting you home." Seeing Zhao Sulan again, Zhao Yuanqing was in a terrible mood. Trouble comes from the mouth. "Do you want to kneel in the ancestral hall again?" Zhao Sulan retorted, "I only said a few words. But you, second sister, did in public. Is this the proper conduct for a legitimate daughter?" Zhao Yuanqing laughed. She retorted, "What does the conduct of the legitimate daughter have to do with you?" Her words struck a deep chord with Zhao Sulan. Annoyed, Zhao Sulan said, "Though I may not be the legitimate daughter, I'm still a daughter of the Zhao family. Second sister, you may be shameless and care nothing for your reputation, but don't tarnish the name of us sisters. First a eunuch, now an outside man. People who don't know any better will think this is the Zhao family standard of behavior." Every word was dripping with self-righteousness. Zhao Yuanqing laughed at concubine-born daughter lecturing the legitimate one, without even investigating the facts. "You just carelessly slander others. Are these the manners you've spent more than 10 years learning?" Zhao Sulan was struck on her sore spot again. Her face fell, but these were facts about her birth that she could not change. But she quickly recovered with a smile that "I was merely concerned for you, sister. which is why I spoke so rashly. Surely you won't hold it against me? If you do, you are being far too petty for a legitimate daughter. Zhao Yuanqing raised her hand and slapped Zhao Sulan squarely across the face. In the past, burdened by her identity as the legitimate daughter and a proper lady, her actions were always constrained. No matter how angry she got, for the sake of her reputation and etiquette, she would always tread lightly. But now, having already died once, what did it matter if she was petty? Compared to things like reputation and etiquette, survival was far more important. Zhao Sulan was stunned. Had she completely abandoned her poise as the legitimate daughter? Clutching her face, she stared at Zhao Yuanqing in disbelief. You hit me? Zhao Yuanqing sneered. You called me petty, so I'm simply granting your wish. Zhao Sulan, in the past, I was willing to maintain a superficial peace and not bicker with you. But from now on, you'd better not provoke me. Tuck your tail between your legs. I'm not in a mood to deal with you right now, so you'd best not show your face around me. Otherwise, I don't mind exercising my responsibility as your elder sister to discipline you. Without a second thought for Zhao Sulan's reaction, she turned and left. Zhao Sulan stared at Zhao Yuanqing's retreating back, both furious and bewildered. Has she gone mad? Her personal maid, however, saw things more clearly. Miss, the second miss seems different than before. Maybe we shouldn't confront her head-on anymore. Zhao Sulan immediately shot back. Impossible. Having been slapped twice, while Zhao Yuanqing faced no repercussions, she couldn't swallow her pride. She grabbed her maid's hand, ordering her to slap her own face until it was red. The maid didn't dare. So Zhao Sulan grabbed the maid's hand and brought it down hard across her own cheek. She winced from the pain, but the thought of getting Zhao Yuanqing punished hardened her resolve. She firmly ordered the maid to continue hitting the same spot. When Lord Zhao returned home from his duties, he was invited by concubine one to her courtyard for a meal. After taking a bite, Lord Zhao noticed his third daughter was absent. "Where's the third miss?" he asked concubine one. "Why isn't she here for dinner?" Concubine one feigned ignorance and glanced at a matron nearby. The matron answered hesitantly. The third miss said she was feeling tired and went to lie down. She paused deliberately, which successfully piqued Lord Zhao's interest. "What is it? Stop stammering and tell me what's going on." This time, the matron spoke plainly that it's just the third miss has a very distinct handprint on her face. Upon hearing this, Lord Zhao frowned. Concubine one, pretending she had just learned of this, stood up in a panic. "My lord, we must go and see her." Meanwhile, Zhao Sulan was waiting in her room. She had already told her maid to keep watch at the courtyard entrance. As soon as her father's group approached, she began her act. The second miss went too far this time. "You can't endure this any longer, Mississippi. You must tell the master." With a sob in her voice, Zhao Sulan scolded her maid. "Shihong, second sister, is the legitimate daughter. I was the one who overstepped. Let this matter be." Just as the words left her mouth, she saw her father at the door and hurriedly feigned panic, turning away to cover the handprint on her cheek. "Father, what brings you here so suddenly?" But her movements had already allowed Lord Zhao to get a clear look at the mark on her face. Master Zhao pulled down Zhao Sulan's hand, staring at the mark on her face. He asked in a deep voice if Yuanqing had hit her. Zhao Sulan shook her head, saying she herself was just thin-skinned. Second sister had only hit her once, and not very hard. Besides, it was her fault to begin with. She had said a few things she shouldn't have and made second sister angry. Master Zhao's face was expressionless, but the anger in his eyes was obvious. He asked Zhao Sulan what she had said. Zhao Sulan then said, "I saw sister being brought home by a strange man. I felt it was improper and that being seen would damage her reputation. So I just reminded her with a few words." Upon hearing this, Master Zhao angrily ordered an attendant to fetch the second Mississippi. Zhao Sulan and her mother felt victory was in their grasp, feeling delighted. This time, they could surely avenge both old and new grievances. When Zhao Yuanqing arrived, her gaze swept across the room, lingering for a few extra moments on the mark on Zhao Sulan's face. She already understood Zhao Sulan's scheme this time. It had to be said, Zhao Sulan was not only cruel to her enemies, but also to herself. With a smile, she greeted Master Zhao with a bow. "Father, for what reason have you summoned me this time?" Master Zhao looked at Zhao Yuanqing with complicated feelings. "You hit your third sister." Concubine when quickly spoke up to maintain her facade of virtue. "My lord, this is too serious. It's just a small conflict between sisters. How could it come to blows? Zhao Yuanqing calmly admitted, I did hit Zhao Sulan. Master Zhao was angered by Zhao Yuanqing's unrepentant attitude. Did I ask this your attitude? Zhao Yuanqing glanced at concubine 1 and bluntly brought up her background. The concubine is not from a noble family, so she's ultimately lacking when it comes to educating her children. If not for my slap today, I'm afraid my sister would not only have lost her life, but she would have also implicated our entire Zhao family. Father, even if you hadn't summoned me, I would have come to speak with you about this tonight. Hearing how serious the consequences were, Master Zhao immediately calmed down. He glanced at Zhao Sulan and asked her what she had said. Zhao Yuanqing didn't answer, but looked at Zhao Sulan. It would be better to have her say it herself, lest I be accused of exaggerating again. Zhao Sulan saw Zhao Yuanqing turn the focus onto her. She suddenly had an ominous premonition. The burning pain on her face made her unwilling to back down. She couldn't believe that this situation could be spun into something positive. She decided to see her complaint through to the end. Second sister is in love with a eunuch, and she was also seen with another man. I felt second sister's behavior was improper. However, I'm sure second sister has her own principles. It was I who spoke out of turn. Seeing how calm Zhao Yuanqing was, Master Zhao didn't rush to get angry. Yuanqing, is this true? What is your explanation? Zhao Yuanqing nodded. That it's true. But father, do you know who it was that brought me home? Master Zhao glared at Zhao Yuanqing to don't be mysterious. Zhao Yuanqing smiled, shot a glance at Zhao Sulan, and replied, Zhuangli. As the name was spoken, the other three gasped in shock. They all understood the significance of being escorted home by Zhuangli himself. Zhao Sulan's ominous premonition grew stronger. It seemed this time her scheme had backfired spectacularly. The original interrogation, because the person who brought Zhao Yuanqing home was Zhuangli, the commander of the Eastern Depot, caused Master Zhao's anger to completely vanish. He cleared his throat a few times. If it was Lord Zhuang, then it would indeed be difficult to refuse. Besides Zhuang Li's great power, if you had just declared your love for him only to refuse his escort, wouldn't that be a direct slap in his face? But Zhao Yuanqing had no intention of letting Zhao Sulan off so easily. She deliberately added, not only that, third sister can look down on the matter between me and Lord Zhuang in private, and I wouldn't mind a few words. But at that time, Lord Zhuang had not gone far. If I had let third sister continue her wild accusations, I'm afraid Lord Zhuang would have thought our Zhao family was displeased with him. Father, I was saving third sister. Master Zhao immediately believed Zhao Yuanqing's words. He was about to scold her, but seeing the injury on Zhao Sulan's face, he softened his tone. Third girl, you must be more careful with your words and actions in the future. Zhao Sulan almost choked with anger. She had sought her father's support, only to receive a lecture instead, and she had been slapped for nothing. Her mother knew that saying anything more now would be pointless, and could only glare hatefully. Seeing the mother and daughter red-eyed with anger, forced to swallow their bitterness, Zhao Yuanqing felt pleased and made a graceful exit. After leaving Zhao Sulan's courtyard, San Yin was a little excited. Miss, you plan to use Lord Zhuang as an excuse all along. Zhao Yuanqing smiled knowingly. Lord Zhuang's name is useful, but before she could finish, a young servant from her grandfather's courtyard interrupted her. Second, miss, the Grand Tutor requests your presence. Zhao Yuanqing nodded. Looking at San Yin, she added, see, here it comes. Since her rebirth, she had not yet seen her doting grandfather. Her heart was filled with excitement. She entered Grand Tutor Zhao's study. Upon seeing Zhao Yuanqing, the Grand Tutor got straight to the point. I just returned and already heard the rumors about you. Grandfather knows you do not wish to enter the palace. Using Zhuang Li as a cover once is fine. After all, the daughters of the Zhao family have no trouble finding a husband. But if you continue to be entangled with Zhuang Li, Yuanqing, you should know the gravity of the situation. Zhao Yuanqing didn't answer immediately, instead shifting the topic to Princess Shi. Granddaughter met Princess Shi today. The princess was deliberately looking for trouble. Zhuangli helped me out of the situation, and the person behind Princess Shi is most likely the one on high. I'm afraid that one on high cannot tolerate our Zhao family. Grand Tutor Zhao was the head of the Zhao family. Zhao Yuanqing had to remind her grandfather that they must be prepared to be able to retreat unscathed in the future. After all, in her past life, Zhao Sulan became an imperial consort, which connected her to Emperor Mingyan. But even so, the families fall from grace. With the path to the imperial selection cut off in this life, Emperor Mingyan will likely tolerate them even less. Hearing this, Grand Tutor Zhao sighed. The imperial throne. How can one allow others to snore beside one's own bed? Even if we cooperate with Zhuangli to replace the emperor, as long as our Zhao family still holds significant power, we still cannot avoid the same fate. What if we create a three-way standoff? I will make contact with Zhuangli. This will make Emperor Mingyan wary of the Zhao family, yet not dare to act against us. And as long as the men of the Zhao family do not declare their stance, Emperor Mingyan will continue to find ways to win us over. If Zhuangli were to make a move against the Zhao family, Emperor Mingyan would certainly not sit by and watch. This way, the Zhao family will be at its safest. After careful consideration, Grand Tutor Zhao nodded. That is indeed a viable method, but the court officials dislike Zhuangli. If we rashly make contact with him, have you weighed the gains and losses? Yuan Qing. Zhao Yuanqing smiled faintly. This is just a private matter for a young lady like myself. Surely it doesn't need to involve the entire family. Seeing his granddaughter's clear-mindedness and her thorough assessment of the pros and cons, Grand Tutor Zhao realized it was indeed to the Zhao family's benefit. He smiled and patted Zhao Yuanqing's head. You are right. You may go. Just follow your own heart in this matter. Zhao Yuanqing knew her grandfather would no longer stop her from contacting Zhuangli. That was enough to bring down Emperor Mingyan. It would be best if the Zhao family could stay out of it. There were some things she was better off doing herself. The next day, while doing her makeup, Zhao Yuanqing thought of Zhao Sulan again. She quietly instructed her personal maid, find a few meticulous people to keep a close eye on Zhao Sulan these next few days. Now that she's out of the ancestral hall, she will inevitably contact Su Suqing. As soon as you see her make a move, send a message to the Fu family. Don't make it too obvious. Let the Fu family discover it themselves. The maid immediately understood her lady's meaning, that my lady is truly clever. Let them have a dog-eat-dog fight. Suddenly, a man's voice was heard from outside the door. The maid was shocked. How did an unrelated man get in here? Opening the door, she saw him. Second Miss Zhao, my director sent me to teach you martial arts. Luing nervously blocked the doorway. My lady understands Lord Zhuang's kind intentions. But for you to come directly to our door like this, it puts my lady in a difficult position. Chinamo, as if struck by a sudden realization, he slapped his head. I forgot. Second Miss Zhao is a lady from a noble family with so many rules. My apologies. However, I came over the wall. No one saw me. He didn't seem to think there was anything wrong with his actions at all. In any case, he wouldn't leave even if they didn't let him in. Seeing this, Zhao Yuanqing had to speak up and politely refused. I do not plan to learn martial arts from you. I appreciate Lord Zhuang's kind intentions. Chen Mo shook his head. This is not for me to decide. I only do as the director commands. If you wish to change his mind, you must go and speak with the director yourself. Zhao Yuanqing suddenly asked if we're doing this on purpose. Chen Mo smiled. How could a blockhead like me possibly be doing this on purpose? Zhao Yuanqing looked at him and understood everything. Zhuangli had probably just said it casually. Chen Mo's appearance today was purely Zhuang Li's way of making her go find him. So she nodded, saying she would go to the Eastern Depot tomorrow to speak with the director in person, and told Chen Mo to go back for the day. The next day, Zhao Yuanqing, dressed as a man, appeared once again at the Eastern Depot. Before she could speak, the guard at the gate began to shoo her away. This is the Eastern Depot. Unauthorized personnel are forbidden from entering. Zhao Yuanqing stood calmly to the side and stated, I have an appointment with Lord Zhuang. Please inform him for me. Just say someone with the surname Zhao is here. Hearing this, the guard had a flash of recognition. It's someone from Second Miss Zhao's side. Wait here. I'll go announce you right away. Zhao Yuanqing was quickly granted entry into the Eastern Depot. It was the same study as last time. Seeing Zhao Yuanqing enter, Zhuangli spoke teasingly. I was just wondering, when did I become acquainted with a young master named Zhao? Turns out it's a young lady. Zhao Yuanqing smiled. Avoid causing any more unnecessary trouble for Lord Zhuang. I took the liberty of wearing a disguise. May I ask what instructions Lord Zhuang has for me today? Hearing this, Zhuangli feigned confusion. It was clearly Second Miss Zhao, who came to my door on her own initiative. How has it become that I summoned you here? Zhao Yuanqing cursed him fiercely in her heart, but kept a pleasant smile on her face. Yes. I came here personally to thank Lord Zhuang for his kind offer of martial arts instruction, and also to ask Lord Zhuang to rescind his order. Zhuangli raised an eyebrow, slightly, though. Zhao Yuanqing felt that Zhuangli was truly a person who deserved a beating. No wonder so many people couldn't stand him. Suppressing the urge to retort, she spoke in a pleasant tone. Chen Mo is Lord Zhuang's personal guard. For him to teach a humble girl like me is truly a waste of his great talent. I appreciate Lord Zhuang's kindness, but as for learning martial arts, I will ask my maternal grandfather's family for instruction. Zhuangli nodded. Oh, right. Your maternal grandfather is a military general. After that, he said no more, neither agreeing nor disagreeing, simply looking at Zhao Yuanqing with a thoughtful expression. Seeing Zhuang Li's attitude, Zhao Yuanqing knew he clearly wanted something from her, but was unwilling to say it himself. She sighed and patiently asked, Lord Zhuang, have you been troubled by any official matters recently? Perhaps I could offer some comfort. Zhuangli smiled, stood up, and walked over to Zhao Yuanqing. That it's nothing much. I was just bored and heard that in a few days there will be a Kuja match organized by some noble young masters. I was thinking of going to have a look, but it seems a bit dull to go alone. Zhao Yuanqing thought to herself. After all this beating around the bush, the big boss is finally getting to the point. She quickly picked up the cue that I am free. I wonder if I might have the honor of accompanying Lord Zhuang. Zhao Yuanqing, disguised as a man, enters the Eastern Depot again. Zhuangli hints that he wants to watch the Kuja match the next day. Zhao Yuanqing cleverly replies, I am free. Might I have the honor of accompanying Lord Zhuang? Since second Miss Zhao is willing to accompany me, a beauty like yourself, I naturally couldn't ask for more. However, I have no interest in going out with a young master. I too am fond of beauties. Do you understand? Second Miss Zhao? Leaning down, he looked at Zhao Yuanqing, his fingertip resting between her eyebrows. His warm breath fell upon her cheeks. Zhao Yuanqing's face reddened. Her admiration was false, but Zhuang Li's beauty was indeed real. Seeing Zhuang Li's face up close, Zhao Yuanqing was momentarily dazed. Perhaps finding her reaction amusing, Zhuang Li's fingers slid from between her eyebrows to the tip of her nose. Why have you gone silent? Seeing that Zhuang Li's finger was about to move further down, Zhao Yuanqing suddenly snapped back to her senses, taking 2 steps back to put distance between herself and Zhuang Li. I understand. Seeing this, Zhuang Li asked with profound meaning, doesn't second Miss Zhao like me? Why is it that I make you so unwilling to get close? Zhao Yuanqing hurriedly bowed and explained, I was afraid of being too forward, Lord Zhuang. If you do not mind, I am naturally willing to be closer to you. Zhuang Li suddenly laughed. Oh, I don't mind at all. Zhao Yuanqing looked up and met Zhuang Li's gaze. She truly couldn't understand what he was thinking. It was impossible that Zhuang Li couldn't see that her so-called public declaration of love was merely a threat aimed at Emperor Minin. The same Zhuang Li who had just been confronting me previously turned around and defended me in the palace. And now, he was using silence to force me to humiliate myself, all while putting on such an attitude. He was truly impossible to figure out. If Zhuang Li were a normal man, I would suspect he had taken a fancy to me and wanted to take me into his household. But no matter how high his position and power, Zhuang Li was still just a eunuch. He couldn't possibly be thinking of having a paired-eating relationship with me, could he? Zhuang Li, seeming to notice Zhao Yuanqing's suspicious and strange gaze, lost interest in teasing her. He warned her sternly, don't be thinking nonsensical things about me in your head. All right, you may leave. On the day of the Kuja match, I will send someone to pick you up. Hearing this, Zhao Yuanqing reined in the thoughts racing through her mind. She answered softly and turned to leave. Chen Mo emerged from the shadows. Master, you seem quite interested in the second Miss Zhao. Are you sure you won't consider it? You've been alone for a long time, Master. It's time to find a wife. Zhuangli glanced at Chen Mo. You have too much free time. It was rare for Chen Mo to see his master engage with a young lady, and besides, his master wasn't a real eunuch. He couldn't help but say, Master, all of us hope you can have a better life. Seeing Chen Mo's earnestness, Zhuangli shook his head. She is not suitable. Chen Mo didn't understand. I think she's great. Zhuangli replied, it's not that she isn't good. It's the trouble. A person qualified to be empress, running off to be the paired-eating partner of a eunuch. Even if Zhao Yuanqing were willing, would the Zhao family agree? Chen Mo thought for a moment and nodded. That's true. Then, Master, why do you still associate with the second miss? Being close to you is not good for her reputation. It will hinder her future marriage prospects. Zhuangli let out a soft laugh. Whether she can get married or not, what does that have to do with me? Chinamo looked at Zhuangli with a complicated expression. Master, you are truly reckless and willful. Zhuangli raised an eyebrow at him. Oh, you have a problem with that. Sensing the dangerous aura emanating from his master, Chinamo immediately expressed, no, not at all, and retreated back into the darkness. Meanwhile, after Zhao Yuanqing returned to the Zhao residence, she was pondering the next day's Kuja match. This was considered a grand event in the capital's aristocratic circles. By having her accompany him on this day, wasn't Zhuangli announcing to everyone that their relationship was unusual? She didn't mind, but why was Zhuangli doing this? She couldn't figure it out. She took a detour to see her grandfather. Grand Tutor Zhao told Zhao Yuanqing that something major had happened in the imperial court that day. Early in the morning, a body dressed in the uniform of the Eastern Depot was discovered in the outskirts. It was confirmed to be one of Zhuang Li's men. After the morning court session, Emperor Minnan summoned several ministers to the imperial study for a discussion. Just as they were getting to the main topic, a commotion was heard from outside the imperial study. The attending eunuch tried to stop Zhuang Li, saying he needed to be announced, but Zhuang Li stormed directly into the study. Seeing this, Emperor Minnan was about to get angry, but when he met Zhuang Li's gaze, he suppressed all his emotions. He waved his hand, gesturing for the attendants to withdraw, before saying, Lord Zhuang, you seem to be in such a hurry. Is there some urgent matter to report? Zhuang Li's expressionless face suddenly broke into a smile. Your subject had a nightmare. What kind of nightmare would cause Lord Zhuang to rush all the way into the imperial study? Emperor Minnan's tone seemed gentle, but his words highlighted Zhuang Li's insolence. Zhuang Li, as if he didn't understand the hidden meaning, looked as though he was still shaken. I dreamt that your majesty suddenly fell ill and passed away. It frightened me so much that I woke up with a start. Everything in the dream felt too real, and for a moment I couldn't tell it apart from reality. So I wanted to come and see for myself. Seeing that your majesty is well, I can finally be at ease. Your majesty must take good care of your health. Emperor Minnan's expression was grim, but he didn't dare to lash out directly. A minister, wanting to curry favor with the emperor, immediately stepped out to reprimand Zhuang Li. You have trespassed in the imperial study without permission. This is a crime of great disrespect. Do you think this is your Eastern Depot? Zhuang Li's gaze fell lightly on Minister Shui. His Majesty has not even blamed me. How is it that Minister Shui can make decisions on His Majesty's behalf? Minister Shui's face turned pale. He then blindly pleaded his innocence to Emperor Mingyan. I had no such intention. Your Majesty, please see clearly. After Zhuang Li inexplicably caused a scene, he left with a leisurely air, leaving behind a room full of anger in the imperial study. Grand Tutor Zhao, who considered himself somewhat knowledgeable about Zhuang Li, knew that while Zhuang Li was unpredictable, this act of directly storming the imperial study was a first. So, after leaving the palace, he had his men investigate the death at the suburban field. Zhao Yuanqing also sensed a problem with the ceremony. But what was wrong with the ceremony? Grand Tutor Zhao nodded. First, the person at the ceremony died a very tragic death. Second, on the body, there seemed to be a token of unknown origin. Zhao Yuanqing suddenly seemed to understand why Zhuang Li had put the emperor in his place today. It all made sense. This year's cricket fighting competition was hosted by the Shui family. Zhuang Li must have realized that the matter with his subordinate was related to Emperor Mingyan. But something else must have happened that caused Zhuang Li to storm the imperial study directly. And because of Minister Shui's words, Zhuang Li decided to go check out the cricket competition in a few days. However, this checking out would not be a simple look. And it wasn't just the Shui family's cricket competition. The household of the Marquis of Qinyuan would surely not miss it. This meant she would see Su Suqing again. Thinking of everything she had suffered in her past life, Zhao Yuanqing's face turned cold. She couldn't stand Emperor Mingyan, but the one she hated most right now were Zhao Sulan and Su Suqing. Zhao Sulan had already suffered a bit in their several encounters. This time, she had to prepare a grand gift for Su Suqing to do justice to their marital affection from their past life. Regarding the cricket competition, old Madame Zhao of the Zhao family specially summoned the young ladies of the various branches to her side to lecture them. The imperial selection is approaching, and there will be no shortage of visiting young ladies. For those of you who wish to enter the palace and serve a master, you must be prudent in your words and actions. As Zhao Yuanqing was leaving the old madame's courtyard, she was called out to by the fourth miss from the second branch. Sweetly calling her second sister, she came chasing after her in a little run. Zhao Yuanqing was fond of this cousin from the second branch, with whom she had a good relationship since childhood. She smiled and reached out with a handkerchief to wipe the sweat from the other's forehead. Why the rush? It's not like I would leave without you. Zhao Yuanji giggled and said, I just missed you too much, second sister. Ever since that imperial selection was announced, you've been so busy I couldn't see you. Mother wouldn't let me come find you either. By the way, second sister, is Lord Zhuang really that handsome? Zhao Yuanqing paused for a moment, then smiled. He is very handsome. Hearing this, Zhao Yuanji's eyes lit up instantly. Then she asked in a small voice, does he eat people? Hearing this, Zhao Yuanqing burst out laughing. Was it that the rumors of Zhuang Li killing without batting an eye were too exaggerated, or that her fourth sister was too well protected? Zhao Yuanji seemed to realize her mistake and shyly tugged on Zhao Yuanqing's sleeve. Second sister, you're laughing at me. Zhao Yuanqing tried hard to suppress her laughter. All right. Second sister won't laugh at you. Let's go. Just as they turned, they were blocked by Zhao Sulan. Second sister, are you going to the cricket competition? Can I go with you? Seeing the newcomer, the smile on Zhao Yuanqing's face vanished. She thought to herself, Zhao Sulan has suffered several times and is still coming back for more. What wicked plan is she plotting this time? Faced with Zhao Sulan's request to go to the cricket competition together, Zhao Yuanqing refused bluntly and decisively, no. Zhao Sulan realized that Zhao Yuanqing had truly changed. She had to change her tactics to deal with her. But before she could figure out Zhao Yuanqing's ways, and under the watchful eyes of everyone, Zhao Sulan acted weak and pitiful as she always did. Second sister, are you angry with me? It was my fault last time. I apologize to you, second sister. I hope that for the sake of our sisterly bond, you won't be angry with me anymore. Zhao Yuanqing had no intention of maintaining a superficial pretense. She coldly pulled her hand away. What nonsense are you talking about? When did we ever have a sisterly bond? Has the scar healed and you've already forgotten the pain you suffered? How many times will it take for you to learn the meaning of bringing humiliation upon yourself? Zhao Sulan was furious, but she maintained a weak and wronged expression. Seeing this, Zhao Yuanqing no longer bothered with Zhao Sulan and said directly, aren't you just trying to find out who I have an appointment with? I have an appointment with Zhuang Li. If you dare to do anything, feel free. After saying that, she pulled Zhao Yuanji and left. Zhao Sulan squatted on the ground, her heart filled with resentment and unwillingness. Zhao Yuanqing already has so much. Why does even Zhuang Li, that dead eunuch, side with her? Suddenly, a wave of confidence rose within her. It was only because no one had done what Zhao Yuanqing did that Zhuang Li thought highly of her. What Zhao Yuanqing can do, she could do too. Soon, the day of the cricket competition arrived. Early in the morning, Zhao Yuanqing was pulled up by her maidservant to be dressed and have her makeup done. Just then, a maidservant came to report, Lord Zhuang is already waiting at the gate. Zhao Yuanqing was very surprised. Lord Zhuang came in person. The maidservant nodded. Yes. The servant who just came to report said they invited Lord Zhuang to come in, but Lord Zhuang said he would just wait at the gate. Miss, you should have seen the messenger's face. It was pale. Zhao Yuanqing felt some sympathy for her servants. It must have been hard on them. She then urged her maidservant to hurry. Just a simple touch-up will do. We can't keep Lord Zhuang waiting. Zhuang Li personally coming to the Zhao residence to pick her up gave Zhao Yuanqing a lot of face. While he was sipping tea and waiting in the carriage, a cloying female voice suddenly came from outside. I asked Lord Zhuang in the carriage. Zhao Sulan, thinking of Zhuang Li's power, decided to take a gamble. So what if he's a eunuch? If she could get Zhuang Li's help, what would she have to fear from Zhao Yuanqing? If Zhuang Li could become so powerful, couldn't she also make herself empress when emperor and ascended the throne? Zhuang Li's kindness towards Zhao Yuanqing made Zhao Sulan subconsciously forget all the terrible rumors about him. The Eastern Depot guards, standing before the carriage, stopped Zhao Sulan. Unauthorized personnel are not allowed near. Zhao Sulan looked demurely at the guard that I am the third daughter of the Zhao family. Is Lord Zhuang in the carriage? Zhuang Li had no interest in Zhao Sulan, but thinking of Zhao Yuanqing, he became curious to see what she was trying to do. So he lifted the curtain and asked, what business does the third Miss Zhao have? When Zhao Sulan saw Zhuang Li reveal himself, she was overjoyed and quickly curtsied. I have long heard of Lord Zhuang's great name and hold you in high esteem. Hearing that you were here, I took the liberty of coming, and I apologize for disturbing your peace. Zhuang Li responded airily, Oh, I am known to be cruel and ruthless. Did you hear that I drink human blood and eat children, and have come to learn how? Zhao Sulan's smile froze. But with thoughts of wealth and glory, she braced herself and replied, You jest, Lord Zhuang. Those are merely fabrications made by jealous people. I know that Lord Zhuang is nothing of the sort. Zhuang Li revealed a wicked smile, and oh, you are mistaken. I am exactly that kind of person. Though you're not as beautiful as your sister, you're just about passable. If I were to skin you to make a human skin lantern, it would barely be worthy of hanging at the gate of my Eastern Depot. Zhao Sulan stared at Zhuang Li in utter disbelief. He had to be joking. The terrifying information she had subconsciously ignored now surfaced in her mind. She was terrified. As if that wasn't enough, Zhuang Li continued, To make a good human skin lantern, the key is that you must flay the person while they are still alive. This makes the skin tighter and more lifelike. Oh, and by the way, to keep the person from fainting halfway through, you have to sprinkle salt on the wounds as you peel. If you get an experienced master, he'll be fast. Flaying the whole body only takes about 2 hours. It's very quick. Since the third Miss Zhao is so sincere, I must naturally grant her wish. Men, take the third Miss Zhao away. Remember, make it quick. We mustn't let the third Miss suffer too much. The Eastern Depot guards immediately responded, seizing Zhao Sulan. Sulan had wanted to bet that Zhuang Li wouldn't dare kill her for no reason right at the Zhao family's gate. But now, she was frantic. Unable to maintain her dignified composure, she shrieked for help. Let go of me. I won't go. Someone, save me. Zhao Yuanqing happened to come out at that moment. Seeing Zhao Sulan held by 2 guards, struggling like a madwoman, a ridiculous thought occurred to her. Surely Zhao Sulan wasn't foolish enough to provoke Zhuang Li herself? Catching sight of the newly arrived Zhao Yuanqing from the corner of his eye, Zhuang Li called out, Second Miss Zhao, you are not as sincere as your third sister. She has volunteered to become a human skin lantern for the gate of my Eastern Depot. For a moment, Zhao Yuanqing didn't know whether to call Zhao Sulan fearless out of ignorance, or to remark on Zhuang Li's twisted sense of humor. Zhao Sulan now noticed Zhao Yuanqing as well and hurriedly pleaded for her help. She assumed that no matter how much Yuanqing disliked her, she would not disregard the Zhao family's reputation. Seeing this, Zhuang Li chuckled and asked, Second Miss Zhao, do you wish to save her? Zhao Yuanqing stepped forward and curtsied. My apologies for the wait, Lord Zhuang. I am ready. We can depart now. Zhuang Li was only toying with Zhao Sulan for amusement. Now that the person he was waiting for had arrived, he naturally wouldn't waste time on someone insignificant. He said, Get in the carriage. Zhao Sulan could only watch as Zhao Yuanqing boarded Zhuang Li's carriage, and it traveled further and further away. Intense hatred flared in her eyes. Fine, Zhao Yuanqing. How dare you watch me die and do nothing? The 2 guards holding her couldn't care less what Zhao Sulan was thinking. Seeing their master had gone, they simply threw her to the ground and hurried to catch up. As for human skin lanterns, the Eastern Depot had no such thing. Having survived the ordeal, Zhao Sulan felt little joy. Instead, she resented Zhao Yuanqing even more. This isn't over between us. In the carriage, Zhuang Li teased with a smile. Second Miss Zhao, you truly don't care about your sister at all. Zhao Yuanqing countered, Would you have killed her, Lord Zhuang? Zhuang Li answered frankly, no. Zhao Yuanqing smiled. She thought to herself that one must bear the consequences of one's own actions. Besides, she and Zhao Sulan were already on bad terms. If Zhao Sulan had offended someone else, she might have had to swallow her pride and intervene for the sake of the Zhao family. But since it was Zhuang Li, there was no need. Outsiders would only say that this was just Zhuang Li's typically tyrannical style. Zhao Sulan being seized by a man outside her family would be damaging to her reputation, but no one would blame the Zhao family for it. Zhuang Li suddenly leaned closer to Zhao Yuanqing and asked meaningfully, "So this is what it is to admire someone?" Zhao Yuanqing was puzzled. "What do you mean by that, Lord Zhuang?" Zhuang Li looked deeply at her. "You don't care about my reputation in the slightest. When I clashed with your sister, you didn't say a word to smooth things over or resolve the conflict. After the scene today, any uninformed bystander would surely think that I was making trouble for the Zhao family for no reason. So this is how a young lady shows her admiration." His feigned look of hurt startled Zhao Yuanqing. "You misunderstand, Lord Zhuang. I was merely under the impression that you enjoyed such things. I only wished to accommodate you." Zhuang Li let out a soft scoff. "Then I thank you, Miss Zhao." Seeing that Zhuang Li was not angry, Zhao Yuanqing replied with a smile, "Not at all." But inwardly, she was on high alert. He had seen right through her little ploy. She would have to be more careful with her words from now on. The carriage soon arrived at the Kuju field. Zhuang Li disembarked first, then extended a hand toward Zhao Yuanqing, as if to help her down. Zhao Yuanqing paused. Zhuang Li was being so forward in getting close to her. In the eyes of outsiders, wouldn't this look like their one-sided affection had become a mutual pursuit? She had no idea how devastated Emperor Mingyan would be when he found out. The thought alone made her happy. Without hesitation, she placed her hand in Zhuang Li's and gracefully stepped out of the carriage. Zhuang Li gently squeezed Zhao Yuanqing's hand and said with a smile, "This is the first time I've ever held a young lady's hand. Are all young ladies' hands as soft as yours?" "Second, Miss Zhao." Zhao Yuanqing looked at Zhuang Li in shock. "Oh my God, am I being flirted with by a eunuch?" The unfathomable director of the Eastern Depot was holding her hand and calling it soft. Zhao Yuanqing's face stiffened slightly. She was actually being flirted with by a eunuch. Before she could respond, Second Master Shui of the Shui family saw Zhuang Li, who held power over the entire court, and hurried over to greet him. She took the opportunity to withdraw her hand. Second Master Shui had unintentionally interrupted Zhuang Li's chance to tease Zhao Yuanqing. He received a sharp, displeased glare from Zhuang Li, which made him break out in a cold sweat. He was also quite troubled. How strange. In previous years, invitations for the Kuju tournament were never sent to the Eastern Depot. This year, he suddenly showed up. The seats at the front had already been arranged according to the invitations. With Zhuang Li's sudden appearance, where was he supposed to sit? Fortunately, it was not a major problem. He only needed to move 2 seats to coordinate. He respectfully waited for Zhuang Li's instructions. Zhuang Li indicated it was no matter. "I am merely here to accompany Second Miss Zhao and enjoy the excitement." He then looked towards Zhao Yuanqing. "Second Miss Zhao, shall we go over now?" Zhao Yuanqing nodded. Given her current status, she probably didn't have much of a choice. Second Master Shui heard this and quickly said, "Lord Zhuang, your subordinate has already prepared a seat for you. The view is much better. Please, Lord Zhuang, follow me." He led the 2 to the best seats on the high platform. Zhuang Li looked around, not quite satisfied. "I am here to accompany Second Miss Zhao today. If the Zhao family is seated too far away, it will be difficult for Second Miss Zhao to speak with her sisters." Second Master Shui's expression froze, but he quickly responded, "I will immediately arrange for the Zhao family's seats to be moved next to yours, Lord Zhuang." "Will that be acceptable, Lord Zhuang?" Zhuang Li grunted in agreement and looked at Zhao Yuanqing. "Besides your sisters, there are also your close friends from the past. You probably haven't seen your maternal relatives in a long time either, have you?" Zhao Yuanqing knew Zhuang Li was using her to make things difficult for the Shui family, so she played along obediently with a soft Second Master Shui could only force a smile. "I understand. I will make sure everything is arranged properly." Only then did Zhuang Li seem satisfied. He led Zhao Yuanqing to sit in the best seats, completely unconcerned about the shock and extra work his actions had caused everyone. Seeing that the god of death was making no more demands, Second Master Shui quickly ordered his men to rearrange everyone's seats. Zhao Yuanqing glanced at Zhuang Li, who was calmly sipping his tea, and felt a wave of emotion. Without lifting a finger, Zhuang Li had created significant trouble for the Shui family with just a few words. He's really not a man to be trifled with. If things got too out of hand, she needed to be prepared. So, she quietly asked Zhuang Li, "Lord Zhuang, your presence here today is not just for this, is it?" Zhuang Li played dumb, looking leisurely. "I am just here to watch a Kuja match. What else could I be doing?" "You're overthinking it, second Miss Zhao." Zhao Yuanqing sneered internally. "I'll believe you when pigs fly, you scoundrel." But she had to try again. So she continued, "I'm just afraid that I won't be able to play my part well in your next act, Lord Zhuang." Hearing this, Zhuang Li didn't deny, "It and oh matter. I trust in the rapport between us, second Miss Zhao. Besides, some things are less fun if you know them from the start." With Zhuang Li saying that, Zhao Yuanqing knew she wouldn't get any more information out of him. Disappointed, she didn't press further. By now, people were arriving one after another. Although Zhao Yuanqing had fallen out with Fuleli, it was a private matter. On the surface, everyone still thought Fuleli was Zhao Yuanqing's closest friend. Therefore, the Fu family seats were also placed very close to the front. Zhao Yuanqing had to admire Fuleli's thick skin. She was like a stubborn plaster, shamelessly following her here. Fuleli looked at Zhao Yuanqing with hatred and jealousy, blaming her for not being able to enter the palace and for latching onto someone powerful. The third miss of the Fu family also wanted to get close to Zhuang Li, so she whispered in Fuleli's ear, "Leli, everyone says how terrifying Lord Zhuang is, but it doesn't seem so now. Look how well he treats Yuanqing." With Lord Zhuang's support, once Yuanqing enters the palace, her rise will be meteoric and unmatched. Fuleli took her words to heart. She thought that even if she couldn't get close to Zhuang Li herself, it would still be a good thing if she could make him have a bad impression of Zhao Yuanqing. So, she took the lead and walked towards Zhao Yuanqing. Zhuang Li had long since detected a malicious presence. He reminded Zhao Yuanqing with some schadenfreude, "Your good friend is here." Zhao Yuanqing's gaze swept over in that direction, her heart calm and undisturbed. "Is Lord Zhuang here to watch play today? Or did you set the stage for me?" Zhuang Li didn't deny it. He leaned back lazily in his chair. "Second Miss Zhao admires me so. I imagine you wouldn't mind letting me watch a little show for my own amusement. After all, my play is a grand one. It's always best to save it for last." Zhao Yuanqing raised an eyebrow. "Oh, changing the seats was just an appetizer." As they spoke, the Fu sisters had already approached. But before they could get close, they were blocked by the guard standing by Zhuang Li's side. Seeing no reaction from Zhao Yuanqing, Fuleli seethed with resentment. But she still wore a smile. "I am a daughter of the Fu family and a good friend of Miss Zhao, who is with you." She waved at Zhao Yuanqing. Yuanqing. Zhao Yuanqing had no desire to play best friends with Fuleli, but since they hadn't officially fallen out, she couldn't be too harsh. She sighed softly and stood up. "Since Lord Zhuang wishes to see a show, I suppose I must perform one. As long as your lordship doesn't find it dull." Zhuang Li replied with a cryptic smile, "I like any show Miss Zhao performs." Zhao Yuanqing was truly exasperated by Zhuang Li's wicked sense of humor. Although she was also smiling, Zhuang Li didn't miss the fleeting eye roll. He couldn't help but ponder. The first time Zhao Yuanqing met him, she was so cautious and knew her place. How long has it been? And now she dares to roll her eyes at him. Staring at Zhao Yuanqing's retreating back, he asked Chinmo, "Tell me, am I too merciful?" Chinmo answered without hesitation, "Your lordship is the most benevolent person there is." Zhuang Li smiled and nodded. "It seems I am indeed too lenient." The two weren't speaking quietly. Zhao Yuanqing, not having gone far, naturally heard every word clearly. She was finally witnessing the meaning of the phrase, "When a person is shameless, they are invincible." Seeing Zhao Yuanqing approach, Fuleli quickly called out, "Yuanqing, can you ask them to let us in? I haven't seen you in so long. I want to talk to you." Hearing this, Zhao Yuanqing put on a troubled expression. They only listened to Lord Zhuang's orders. "How could I possibly command them?" Fuleli blurted out matter-of-factly. "Then just say a word to Lord Zhuang." Zhao Yuanqing sneered internally. In the past, she might have actually made the introduction for Fuleli, but she wasn't so foolish now. She looked even more troubled. How would I dare to speak to Lord Zhuang about such things? Surely you've heard the rumors about him. Fu Lely knew Zhao Yuanqing was deliberately toying with her. She snorted coldly. What's the big deal? With a sour expression, she turned and walked away. Seeing this, third Miss Fu quickly came to smooth things over. Lily has been upset because of that incident. Yuanqing, please don't hold it against her. I'll be heading back as well. Zhao Yuanqing smiled and replied, take care. But internally, she rolled her eyes. She really didn't know what this group was thinking. One after another, they tried to get close to Zhuangli. They had already fallen out, yet they still wanted to use her to curry favor with him. Are their brains broken? Or do they think Zhao Yuanqing, have a problem? Her gaze swept over to the Zhao family's area and met Zhao Sulan's eyes. Zhao Sulan turned her head away resentfully. Zhao Yuanqing was amused. So she's blaming me for the incident at the entrance again. But it doesn't matter. This is just the beginning. Zhao Sulan is far too impatient. Just then, a loud announcement rang out. His Majesty, the Emperor, has arrived. Zhao Yuanqing was very surprised. Emperor Mingyan was here too?